Introducing Mr. Joseph Latin. He owned a pest control business and an assisted living facility. He has been in this business for 7 years and he is a six-figure earner. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Joseph Latin.
Awesome. Good folks, it's so much fun to work with, and she's a great part of our team. Thank you for helping us out here with all you do. And folks, I'm going to jump right into this. I know your time is valuable. I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule here on a Saturday to join us. The information that we want to share with you here about 7K is something that for me was shared by my brother. He shared this with me over 7.5 years ago now. And it's something that for me, for my brother, for a lot of the people around us, it's been life-changing. And so we're excited to share this with you. We call this our wealth strategy presentation. And we have this in video form. We have this in webinars like we're doing here today. We also do these presentations Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. A lot of different ways to share this. And we're going to show you, we've got a special bonus for you towards the end on if you share this with other people, you can actually earn income. So when we start out our presentation, we want to ask a quick question. And this is really a simple question. Are you working harder today just to get by? A lot of Americans right now can't even cover a $400 emergency expense. This means they'd have to rely on credit cards, borrowing money, or even selling some of their stuff if an event like this arose. So the question is, what's happening to our dollar? When we look at the numbers, we see grocery prices we're all feeling this. Every week when we go to the grocery store, we see gas prices, water and sewer care, medical care, all these costs have gone up and gone up quite a bit. And kind of think about your own wages for a second. Have your wages gone up 343% over the last 23 years? For most people, the answer to that is no. And so when we look at taking $20 to the grocery store and how much you can get for it, a year ago, you could get more groceries than you can today. And 5 years ago, it was the same. And 20 years ago, it was even more. And that's because of this chart right here. As you look at the purchasing power of the dollar, it keeps going down year after year. And there's an important date on here, 1971. Our dollar isn't actually backed by anything. It used to be it was backed by gold. For every dollar they printed, they had to have gold in reserve. Well, Nixon stopped that in 1971, and so now we have what's called a fiat currency. It's not backed by anything, and so as they print more and more dollars, it keeps devaluing the dollars that are already in there. And we've seen this happen before. When they print more and more money, it keeps devaluing the currencies. And we've seen this in Germany, Argentina, Zimbabwe. There's a lot of other countries as well, Brazil, Venezuela. We could list a whole bunch of them, that the inflation just eats up the dollar. And so what we want to do is we want to talk about sound money. And sound money is a fancy name we have for gold and silver. Gold and silver is the secret the wealthy have used for ages. They have amassed wealth to protect their wealth. It's something the governments of the world and financial institutions, they're stockpiling gold and silver at record pace today. Now, if you're like me, when my brother first introduced this to me, the first question I asked is, what do you do with gold and silver? I knew it had value, but I didn't really understand what the value was. And so this is something that for me, I learned a lot. And in this example, we're going to show you, it's really kind of simple. The same amount of silver, when you go into the future, you buy more goods. For every dollar you convert into silver, you're locking in the purchasing power. You're protecting yourself against inflation. And then it's the same with gold. And when we use this example, 626 ounces of gold bought one house $169,000. Okay. Housing prices went up 2.4 times, okay, like 240%. So when we look at this, the houses not only went up in value, but the same amount of gold, you can buy 3 houses. I really wish somebody had taught me this in high school or in college. It's not hard to understand, but this is the secret the wealthy have known for a long time. And so when it comes to gold and silver, there's a lot of questions. I had a lot of these questions. What should I buy? Who should I trust? How much money does it take to get started? Typically, when you go to buy 1 ounce of silver at a time, you're going to pay a lot more if you only want to buy 1 ounce at a time. If you want to buy 500 ounces, they give you a much better deal. Okay, and it's the same with gold as well. In most places, they want $2,000 or $5,000 just to place an order with them. So there's a lot of mixed advice out there on what to buy and all the different things that go with gold and silver. There's people we can't trust. We know this. There's high minimums as well. Okay, we just talked about. can be a tough learning curve, so it turns a lot of people off to gold and silver. Now there's other ones, selling inventory they don't have. This is where they're going to take your money and then go buy gold and silver using your money, a better deal than what they're giving you. And so we believe things should be a whole lot easier. We believe everybody deserves a chance to understand gold and silver. You saw the Mustang and the houses. Those aren't hard to understand. And so we can use the power of gold and silver to get ahead now and really create generational wealth. And this is what 7K Metals is all about. 7K Metals was founded by 4 guys. These guys are awesome. Mr. Roger Paul's a billionaire. Zach, Josh, and Richard, these guys have all been super successful in business over the years. They each have over 30 years experience in the networking space. And they saw firsthand how the gold and silver industry caters to the wealthy, but they believe everybody should have access to gold and silver. Everybody should know what the value is and not have to pay high premiums just because you want to buy small quantities. So this is what 7K is all about. Now, when we talk about gold and silver, there's 2 areas. And the first one we've been talking about is non-collectible defensive strategy, which is bullion. Bullion comes in bars, comes in rounds. We have a way you can actually buy bullion through our SoundMoney wallet in any amount, even $1. Okay, I'm going to show you a quick video that tells you how that works.
If you're watching this video, chances are you're curious about gold and silver. You might have a few questions, like why should I buy precious metals? What metals should I be buying? Who can I trust to buy them from? How do I know I'm getting a good deal? And how can I afford more? You should know that you're not alone. Most people have these questions, and over the next few minutes, we'll introduce you to an easy solution. Most people we talk to say they have a feeling that it's a good idea to own precious metals, but really don't understand why, or how to get started. Or they don't feel like they have the budget for it, so they don't do anything about it. This lack of understanding costs them a lot of money. And quite honestly, we don't want you to make the same mistakes. We've watched far too many people struggle as the economy fluctuates, employment issues arise, or unexpected changes come up in life. Owning gold and silver can help shield you against all these challenges long term. When we started 7K, we established a mission to help the average person get ahead by adding precious metals to their portfolio, no matter their knowledge or circumstances. We've already changed the precious metals industry by making it extremely easy to get started without any maximums or any minimums, period. But that's not enough. We're now completely revolutionizing the industry and making it so anyone and everyone can seamlessly start buying precious metals. It doesn't matter if you want to start with $100 or even $1. The new technology provided by our partner company SoundMoney Wallet will allow you to convert your cash to various asset classes of fractional gold or silver quickly with no games or gimmicks. With SoundMoney, you own the metals you buy, but they store them safe and sound. They offer limited capacity storage for up to $50,000 in asset value. And you'll sleep easy at night knowing that if you ever want your metals, they'll be in the mail at the drop of a hat. How? SoundMoney uses a non-segregated vault at their partner company, VaultMax, to store your precious metal assets, protected by some of the most technologically advanced security out there. You can be sure your metals are safe there. If you want your metal, simply request it. Pay the shipping and insurance and it will be on the way. But what if you need cash? The old way of liquidating precious metals, including lugging a heavy box to a local dealer, hearing excuses for why they couldn't possibly match the current market value of your metals and probably ending up in a no-win situation, or contacting an online buyer with a typical $1,000 minimum only to find that the price they initially quoted you for your metal dropped significantly once they received your heavily taxed package 4 to 6 weeks later. With SoundMoney, you can kiss all that headache goodbye. This is the only tool on the market with the power to give you frictionless liquidation with one of the best buyback prices in the industry. So whether you're a savvy investor who already knows the power of gold and silver and the advantage of a private vault, or you're trading your first dollar for precious metals, SoundMoney will make your ownership journey convenient and easy. Be confident that control is back in your hands from start to finish. Let SoundMoney Wallet work for you.
Love the SoundMoney Wallet. This makes it where anybody has access to gold and silver now. You just click a button, you instantly convert your cash into gold or silver. When you need that cash, you instantly convert it back. Or if you decide you want your metal, you can just click a button and they'll ship it to you. Now, we've been talking about bullion, which is the defensive strategy. Now let's shift gears. We're going to talk about an offensive strategy to grow wealth, okay? Bullion's going to protect us against inflation, but how do we grow our wealth? What does that mean? Well, this is where we take a little bit of money today and then it grows into a lot of money later. And we see that in collectibles. Collectibles are common. We see it in a lot of different places. They typically have incredible design, a great story. Some will have historic significance. And generally, there's not a lot of them. They're going to be low mintage. And we see collectibles in all shapes and sizes. Now, originally 12 cents, this is the Spider-Man comic, it's sold at auction for 3.6 million. That's quite a growth in wealth, okay? The Mickey Mantle card, again, it just sold at auction for 12.6 million. The guy that had it before him paid 5.6 million. Okay, that's a nice little growth there. Now, we've seen it in postage stamps. We've known about stamp collecting for a long time. The Pokemon cards, this is another one. I never imagined that the cards my kids played with when they were young, they were buying for $3 or $4 a pack, that someday, if you kept them in really good condition, that they would be worth millions of dollars, all right? And this is the power of collectibles. Now, we don't have these kind of collectibles here, but we do the same thing with collectible coins, and we're going to show you a quick video on how that works.
You probably made a $1.2 million mistake and didn't even know it. Let me explain. Let's start by taking a look at this chart that shows the purchasing power of the US dollar from 1913 to 2013. In 1913, a dollar was worth $1 in purchasing power. In 2013, a dollar was worth 5 cents in purchasing power, and even less now. We've seen the dollar and all currencies lose value over time. Some of this is due to inflation, but most is because of a change in 1971. In 1971, the US president ended the Bretton Woods Agreement, which cut all ties to currencies that were backed by gold. All at once, all world currencies became a fiat currency, meaning they are simply backed by whatever the government says they're worth. Take this scenario as an example. Let's say you wanted to purchase a brand new Mustang in 1965. It would have cost you $2,500 or 2,500 US silver coins. The same 2,500 US dollars won't get you a car today, but those 2,500 coins would get you 2 cars. As you can see here, while the US dollar has lost its value over time, gold and silver have maintained their purchasing power. If you'd consistently purchased gold and silver bullion over the years, you would have negated inflation and maintained an average buying power. But what would have happened if you'd have bought collectible gold and silver? It begins with the MS-70 Silver Eagle. MS stands for mint state. It's a grading system. An MS-70 coin means the coin is in perfect condition. If you'd purchased one MS-70 Silver Eagle every month since 1986, you'd be sitting on a $1.2 million portfolio, and it would have only cost you between $50,000 and $80,000. That's why we call it the $1.2 million mistake, because most people didn't buy them. What's crazy is that's what the coin the US Mint makes millions of every year. What would have happened if you focused on even more exclusive, unique, and rare modern coins? Here are a few examples of the track record for a few more unique and exclusive coins that we've offered through the years. A 2004 Tiffany art coin sold originally for around $100 with shipping and is selling in the market today for between $5,000 and $10,000. If you didn't get one, that's at least a $4,910 mistake. The Julius Caesar 7K exclusive from 2021 sold for around $360 with shipping and is selling for between $950 and $1,100 today. If you missed it, that's another $550 mistake. And here's the Montana Butterfly from the 7K AutoSaver program that sold for $150 with shipping. Today, it would cost you around $1,200 to get one. That's another $1,000 or so mistake. Now sure, those are great performers, but that's a portfolio of around $10,000 with only a few coins and a fraction of the cost. With time, the power and potential of collectibles are real, and we're on a mission to help you avoid the potentially $1.2 million mistake of not adding them to your legacy.
So that's the power of collectibles and collectible coins. And they talked about the MS-70 Silver Eagle. Had you bought just one every single month from the time they came out until now, that collection's worth $1.2 million today. Now, 7K has a way that you can get access to these coins really easy, and it's called our AutoSaver program. The AutoSaver, you just set it up, You have a coin shipped every single month, just like they talked about in the video. And we actually have that MS70 Silver Eagle as one of our options. And 7K has its own private label with that as well. And so you can have one of those MS70 Silver Eagles shipped to your house every month. So we don't make that $1.2 million mistake again. And I've actually been getting the Silver Eagle option since I started with 7K Metals. Now there are other options in the AutoSaver. You see we have the State Animal Series in gold, the Beauty of the World collection where they showcase different places from around the globe, and then the gold notes. These are beautiful. They combine real fine art into real physical gold. And so you can get one AutoSaver, you can get one of each, you can get multiples of each, whatever you like to collect. This is an optional program. You don't have to participate, but I definitely recommend at least one of the AutoSavers. And this is to grow wealth over time. These coins, it's amazing what the value does. So now there's other parts of the AutoSaver that go along with this. With each AutoSaver you get, you're going to get loyalty points. These loyalty points will add up. We've got a special shopping cart where you can get free silver just using these loyalty points. And then we also have the 7K Advantage. This one really has saved me a lot of money over the years. The 7K Advantage, it's got savings on hotels, rental cars, vacation getaways. You can save locally at shops, restaurants, movie theaters. There's all kinds of different ways to save in there. And we also have a 7K getaway program too that's amazing. So the AutoSaver, it's like I said, it's a great way. You just set it up, forget about it. Every single month a coin shows up. And it's like Christmas every month, really, when the coins show up. So now I mentioned my brother. He's the guy that introduced me to this. On the left side of this photo, you see that's the collectible coins. That's that offensive strategy to grow wealth. On the right side of the photo, you see Bullion. That's the defensive strategy to protect against inflation. And it's been really fun working with my brother, collecting gold and silver over all these years. It's something that for us, this is going to pass on to our kids or grandkids. It leaves, if there's an emergency comes up, we've got something to fall back on. Things like this. There's so many benefits to having gold and silver. Now, if you're new to this like I was, we have training. We're going to teach you everything there is to know about gold and silver so that you're the professional. Nobody's going to tell you what to buy or why to buy it. You're going to be able to just look at the coins, know what the value are, and you'll be able to kind of set your own goals when it comes to gold and silver. And then same with the collector's training. This is going to teach you all about collectible coins, how the grading system works, the MS70 and all that kind of stuff. It's something that really, for me, this has been so important because now I never would have gone to a pawn shop or a gold broker to buy gold and silver just because I didn't know enough about it. Now I'm more than confident to do that and know that whether or not I'm getting a good deal. Okay, so now there's a lot of benefits here at 7K. We can't talk about all of them here in this webinar, but we did want to touch on a few of the benefits, and now we want to shift gears for a second. I mentioned in the beginning that we have a way that you can earn income. We want to share that with you now, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop sharing, and I'm going to turn the time over now to my brother Chris, okay? Chris has been with 7K Metals just a little bit longer than I have. He joined a month after the company opened, and I joined a month after that. He is a silver associate here with 7K Metals. He's going to show you what that means in just a second. And like I said, it's been really fun working with my brother all these years. He has a military background. He spent 40 years in our military. Most of that time as a Black Hawk helicopter pilot and instructor pilot. He's got a great job he's got a cool job as far as he's a helicopter pilot still. And so I'm going to turn the time over now to my brother, and he's going to share with you now how to earn income here with 7K. Chris, let you take it away.
All right, Joe. Thanks, man. I appreciate the intro, and thanks for sharing the overview of 7K and some of the benefits that we have of being a part of 7K. It is an absolute pleasure to be able to work with you. I'm glad that we're business partners. And man, we've just had so much fun on vacations together, and that's all because of 7K. We've really done a lot of things because of 7K. So again, thanks. We appreciate you and all that you do for 7K and also Legacy Builders, the group of us within 7K that help others to be able to create that wealth, preserve their wealth. And so, folks, I'm going to share my screen just like Joe did. We're going to talk about how we actually make some money here at 7K. So stand by just for a moment. As we get started here, you remember the question that Joe had, he talked about at the beginning, that are you working harder for your money really just to get by? This is something that it may be for you, it may not be for you. For us, it has been life-changing. We are so glad that we participate in this option of being a part of 7K, which is our share program. And so we're going to talk about how we actually make some money here at 7K. And there are multiple ways to make money. If you just got a membership and started buying gold and silver, got on that AutoSaver, man, your life would be blessed for sure. And I tell you, over the last 7.5 years for me, I am super glad that I've been purchasing on a regular basis. I've been buying the AutoSaver, like Joe talked about. I got initially the American Silver Eagle, and I still buy that today. But what I did is I added to it as I earned additional commissions here at 7K. And so now I get one of all 4 of those AutoSavers every single month for 2 reasons. 1, I really like them, and you should always buy what you like. And then 2, I did my research on the MS70s, the Proof 70s, any of these things that we have in our AutoSaver, the gold note. Historically, they have always gone up in value. So it just makes sense to get those things on a regular basis. Now, if you want to share this with people, we have multiple ways that you can earn. We're going to talk about the share plan, instant gold pay, SoundMoney, matching metal bonus, and Joe already talked about the loyalty points. So let's talk about that instant gold pay. You go to a restaurant, you have a nice meal, you tell your friends about that meal, and then they go to the restaurant. Does that restaurant pay you anything? Do they give you anything? No, in most cases they don't. Being able to receive a 100-ounce silver bar for making Silver Associate in under 90 days, that's pretty impressive. Anyone know what the amount that this silver bar currently costs? Drop it in the chat. Points. We have retail sales. This is a very small way to earn points, but we have that option. Let's say that someone says, I want to buy gold and silver, but I don't want to become a member. Well, they can actually go to your website and purchase things, or they're going to pay retail, where you as a member, you're going to pay wholesale. If they become a member, they can pay wholesale, but you can earn some points there. You can also earn points from that monthly AutoSaver program that Joe had talked about. Again, I highly recommend this. He recommended it. But that monthly AutoSaver program, this is a way that you can put your savings on autopilot. When I first started flying helicopters 34 years ago, we did not have an autopilot system. Now we have an autopilot, so I can focus more on training my students or on the battlefield, or in my case right now, I'm an EMS helicopter pilot. The thing is, I can focus on other things and let the aircraft do what it's supposed to do with autopilot. It's the same with your savings. Put your savings on autopilot so you can focus on other things. Now we also have coin drops. Now these are probably the most fun thing that we have here, and sometimes the most frustrating as well, because there's a limited supply. We have a team of experts that's actually looking for the best coins that have the most potential to go up in value. And so sometimes the amount that we have is very limited. So a coin drop, it's just a sale. We have them a couple times a month, and you have this option to be able to purchase on a coin drop these very rare coins. And it goes quick. Everything sells out in under 30 seconds. Sometimes you get them and sometimes you don't, but you earn points from them as well. We have other purchases such as our 7K Select, which is a place where you can buy jewelry, sometimes watches, things of that nature. That's a special shopping cart that we have. And then also new customers. We earn points for new customers. Now you're probably wondering how much a membership costs. We have 3 options for memberships. I've kind of touched on briefly in one of the videos there, but we have a basic membership for $149, and this is very limited. You have access to a couple things, and you can save up to 10 coins and stack and sell, and then also limited on your SoundMoney Wallet. Now the VIP is an annual membership. This VIP access annual membership of $269 and includes a collectible coin. As you can see, you can save up to $50,000 within your SoundMoney Wallet, and this is at no charge. And that SoundMoney Wallet, man, it is the absolute best way to, let's say, I work with a lot of military people, and they tend to travel. They tend to move every 3 to 4 years because of their assignments, and they don't want to keep their gold and silver at home. And so having access to that SoundMoney Wallet, where they can keep gold and silver all the way up to $50,000 for free, it's a pretty important thing, and it's something that's very beneficial to those individuals. If you don't want to keep your gold and silver at home, you might live in a place that's not very safe, and so keeping your gold and silver in the SoundMoney Wallet is an option. Now we also have the VIP Legacy, and this is the one that Joe recommends, I recommend. The reason we recommend this one, the Legacy VIP Access, is because this is a lifetime membership. It's one and done. You spend $599 on your membership. You're gonna get a collectible. You also have that up to $50,000 in the SoundMoney Wallet. But then we also have a matching metal bonus. The matching metal bonus, you can see right here, the matching metal bonus, this is a way that when you have this VIP Legacy membership, the one and done lifetime membership, any of your personal enrollments, when they buy silver or gold in the SoundMoney Wallet, you will also be rewarded with a percentage of that. And this is a way that you can also receive free gold and silver within the SoundMoney Wallet. Folks, a lot of times people say to me, okay, I get it. Well, most of the time they fall into one of three categories. Now, you might be that person that says, yeah, I'm interested in buying gold and silver. The sharing part's not really for me, but I'm interested in membership. We say, come on board, get with the person that invited you to this overview or this recording, whichever one you're watching. Get with the person that invited you to this and get your membership today. Pick either the basic membership, the VIP membership, or the Legacy membership. And again, we highly recommend that Legacy membership because it's one and done. You have access to our exclusive buying club forever. And now if you're like Joe, myself, and many other people out there, we jumped on board. We jumped on board with that VIP Legacy because we know we have something that's the real deal. We have gold and silver bullion, where you trade your fiat currency, the dollar, that keeps going down in buying power, for something that continues to go up in buying power. Again, silver, gold, trade that fiat currency, and then also get on that AutoSaver program that we talked about. Trade that fiat currency, that dollar that keeps going down in value, for something that continues to go up, an asset that continues to go up in value. And so we say, come on board with us. I'm going to share with you really quick my story. It's important to understand that this actually works. I learned something early on in 7K. I learned that the system works that we just talked about to make money. I learned that in the very first 2 weeks. I also learned that it's not just the people at the top making all the money here at 7K, because, and I've heard that in other businesses as well, other types of networking businesses, where it's just the people at the top making all the money. Well, here's how it worked for me. I joined 7K. I didn't know what I was doing. And I said to my friend, Bill, that brought me into 7K, I said, what do I do? I talked to my son, Chris. He's now 39 years old. So this was 7.5 years ago. Chris was my first person that came on board. And I also signed up my wife, Jackie. So, young Chris and I went to work and we started sharing this. And some people like to share it and some people don't. If they don't, we just move on to the next person and help them. Well, the cool thing was young Chris actually earned his first commission in 1 week. So that's how I knew the system worked. And it's not just the people at the top that make all the money, because I joined 7K first. He earned a commission before I did. So that was significant for us. So I went to work on Jackie's side and I earned my first commission in week number 2. So I decided right then and there, I'm going to take 2/3 of whatever I earn and I'm going to buy more precious metals. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 7.5 years. Every time I earn a commission, I take 2/3 of that and I buy more precious metals. And now I have an incredible collection. If the economy tanks, I don't worry about it one bit, because I have gold and silver that will be able to buy whatever the currency is. I will be able to trade for whatever things that are out there. And again, there'll always be some form of currency, and gold and silver has been a means of trade for over 5,000 years. And so it will always be a means of trade. You'll always be able to purchase whatever the currency is with gold and silver. Now, I learned something besides that. I learned that I had a real residual income in the first 6 months. And I said, man, what's a residual income? It's an income that continues to come in no matter what you do. And so what we call that now is a recurring income, a recurring type of commissions. And so the thing is, my wife and I, we decided to sell our lawn care business because we ran a lawn care business for an additional stream of income for 7 years. So we sold that lawn care business, and it freed up a lot of time for us. Now, I'll tell you, here's what I mean, time. All right, when I had that lawn care business, I was still flying helicopters at night. I was running that lawn care business during the day. We did not take one vacation during that 7 years. But we sold the lawn care business, and it freed up a lot of time for us. And now we have vacationed every year since then. But we still have the additional stream of income that we had with our lawn care business because of 7K. So the system really works to make money. It will help you free up some time. And for me, my time is what's most valuable. I'm going to share one more thing about the money-making part. So picture this. Joe mentioned I'd been a part of the military for 40 years. And it was a year ago that I actually retired from the military, but now I work for a company that flies EMS. So I'm an EMS helicopter pilot. But in that 40 years, I did 25 years active duty. I retired, and there's no way you could live on a military retirement. It's just not possible. It is not possible. Everyone has to work. So then I worked for the government for another 15 years as a civilian. But from that 25 years, I have an annual pension. So I make a certain amount of money every year, and they send me a check every month. So that's my military retirement. Well, here in 7K, working my 7K business in the second year of operation, so between 1 and 2, I made the same amount of money that I make in my annual pension. So do the math. Work for 25 years, get a reoccurring income, or work your 7K business for 1 to 2 years. It might be 3 years, it might be 5 years, whatever the case may be. It's not going to be 25 years. It will probably be less than that to earn the same amount of money. But here's the difference. This pretty much stays the same. They give me a little 0.5% maybe increase each year. But here at 7K, because we continue to share it with people. Joe continues to share it with people. I share it with people. My son continues to share it with people. Because of this, my income continues to go up in 7K. Because we have something that's real. We have a tangible asset. We have gold and silver, physical gold and silver. We have access to that 24/7 with our exclusive buying club. So folks, it just makes sense to own precious metals. It just makes sense to trade your fiat currency that keeps going down in value, purchasing power, for something that goes up in value. So we say, come on board with us. Start your collection today. We call it stacking. Start your stacking today. So folks, this concludes our overview of 7K. We appreciate you being here with us as part of Legacy Builders. And come on board with us and join our team today. Any questions out there? We have something that's truly valuable.